Thanks to HP OMEN for sponsoring this video. So 2 important rules. Number 1, safety first. Number 2, do not try this at home. So HP OMEN hit me up like, hey, you want to take a look at a brand new PC? We're going to be announcing it sometime in 2022. I was like, yeah, not only could I play games on it, but I was secretly thinking like mining rig. I expected it to show up at my front door in a box, as packages have shown up for the past 14 years of me doing this. Instead, I got 400 pounds of ice with a PC inside of it. Right, so obviously you can't have something presented like this without having it be a beast. So keeping this thing cool is their new cryo chamber. And obviously I have to dig into this, but from what I understand, you've got 2 separate chambers. So you've got the radiator up top in its own chamber with obviously ambient air going on around it. Then a second chamber down below for the components with its own ambient air, so that it's got more space for cooling, calling something a cryo chamber and shipping it in, 400 pounds of ice, I guess. Makes sense. It's pretty smart marketing actually, so. Nice job, OMEN. So we got a letter also with this. Congrats on receiving your metaphor. Don't get to melting. It's punny. It's after my own dad joke heart. All right, so we made it through the un-icing, and most importantly, we made it through that whole thing unscathed. So let me give you a proper introduction to the beastly OMEN 45L. So now obviously that it's out of the box, you don't do that whole thing, put it in ice, unless you're pretty confident that you've got a very solid beast mode computer. And that's what we've got here with the 45L. So there's a couple cool stories here, but the big one I think is with the cryo chamber. And you can see even behind me, the area on top, it looks like a handle. It's actually where the radiator is, and it's in its own enclosed area. So what it boils down to is you can maximize your cooling without having to save space inside of the case, which usually is at a premium anyway if you're not getting just like a giant, huge case to put your PC in. So you're getting more room to do things if you want, but also more room to let your components just have sort of some more ambient air around them. So obviously there's benefits to letting your PC run cool. I probably don't have to tell you. But also what we've got here is a water-cooled closed loop on the processor to sort of keep that 12th gen sort of running cool and to get you sort of optimal performance. But the cooler things run in the PC world and really the computer world, the more performance you can get out of them. It's pre-built, so it gives you the advantage of picking your components, things from even the processor to the RAM to cooling and kind of everything in between. You can sort of determine what you want, and most importantly, what your budget is and how far you can stretch that. So our OMEN 45L is pretty well spec'd. So the whole system is being powered by the new Intel 12th gen Core i9 processor. We've got the 3090, 64 gigs of RAM. For storage, we have 2 total terabytes of NVMe storage, so really fast storage. So obviously, we're gonna test this some more, but the flagship things you can do, tier 1 gaming, video editing, and the biggest smile on my face, I'm not gonna lie, it's for mining. This thing can be a beast of a mining rig. Generally, the more powerful the GPU and processor, the more mining you can do. This can handle everything. So the computer itself is relatively quiet, and I give a lot of credit to the cryo chamber in day-to-day tasks. So whatever, watching YouTube videos, whether you're browsing Chrome, you're not gonna hear a peep out of this thing. But if you push it, if you're gonna do some sort of really heavy video editing, you're gonna do some gaming, you will hear the fans kick in. That's just the way it goes. But it's not like deafening. It doesn't sound like a jet engine. Again, it's pre-built, but they do make it easier to grow and upgrade. I think that's one of the huge benefits of the PC world, is that you can kind of grow with you and update whatever you want. They made it really easy. It also is gonna come with the OMEN gaming hub. So with honestly a few clicks, you can overclock this if you want to get optimal performance or get better performance for some new games you're looking to play. I've done a lot of crazy videos over the years, especially over the 13 odd years that I've been doing this, but I've never done anything like this. I have never had to use a chainsaw. I have never had to use a blowtorch. I didn't even know that an ice pick that size was a thing. And fortunately, the computer that they have and that they're making, it's actually pretty good. And that makes it a lot easier to talk about, to share. And again, it's powered by the new Intel 12th Gen Core i9 processor. You've got the cryo chamber, you've got the 3090, which is like a unicorn at this point. And you've got a really good looking PC that, while being pre-built, does look pretty bespoke. If you want to check out the whole OMEN line and learn more about the 45L, we'll put all the links down below.